A man and his friend found a lion trapped in thick swamp mud, growing more aggressive with each attempt to free it. Confused, they brought in a crane. As they lifted the lion, one of them caught a glimpse beneath it and froze. What he saw wasn't just shocking. It explained everything. He gasped, "Oh my God!" and sprinted away without another word. Jack stood back, scratching his head while Tom operated the crane. "Why won't it budge?" Tom muttered in frustration. Each attempt to lift the lion met with fierce resistance. "Maybe we're missing something," Jack replied. "But what?" Both men could only watch as the lion roared, the machine struggling against its weight and its will. It wasn't making any sense, but they knew they had to figure it out soon. Every time the crane maneuvered, the lion let out a deep, echoing growl. "It's like it doesn't want to be free," Tom said, dodging a mud-splattered tail swipe. Jack nodded, feeling the same tension. "Maybe it's scared?" he suggested, but even that seemed off. The noise drew curious onlookers, each growl warning them all to keep their distance. Yet, something kept the men trying. Desperate to help, Tom threw down his hat in frustration. "I just don't get it, Jack. We've tried everything." Jack paced the swamp's edge, glancing at the determined lion. "It's like it's rooted," he added. Despite pushing, pulling, and prying, the lion remained stubbornly immobile. "Maybe it doesn't want our help?" Jack pondered aloud. Resigned but undeterred, the two men knew they needed a new plan. Feeling the weight of frustration, Jack sighed and motioned Tom over. "We need to regroup," he said. Tom nodded, wiping sweat from his brow. "Let's think this through," he agreed. "If brute force wasn't working, maybe wisdom was the better path. What if we're missing something?" Jack wondered aloud. Together, they decided to step back, clear their heads, and rethink how best to approach the lion's predicament. "We need someone with experience," Jack suggested, looking at Tom. "There's a wildlife sanctuary not far from here," Tom replied. Their minds had grown weary, but now they had a direction. After a quick online search, they loaded into Jack's truck and headed for the sanctuary. Both men knew they needed more than muscle. They needed the wisdom of those who truly understood these majestic creatures. At the sanctuary, Jack and Tom found themselves in a cozy office, greeted by Lisa, an experienced wildlife caretaker. She listened intently as they relayed their story. "A lion that won't accept help?" Lisa asked, tapping her chin thoughtfully. "That's unusual. They usually only avoid rescue if something's very wrong." Jack felt a glimmer of understanding unfold. "Can you help us figure it out?" Tom asked, hopeful. Lisa agreed to join them, curious to see the situation herself. Lions aren't solitary by nature, but resistance usually means something critical is happening, she explained during their drive back to the swamp. Jack listened intently, each word adding a layer to their understanding. "We could be dealing with something beyond just mud," Lisa continued. Her insight gave Jack and Tom a renewed sense of purpose. Arriving at the swamp, the trio found a small crowd gathering. The tale of the stubborn lion had spread quickly. With Lisa's insight gracing their thoughts, Jack and Tom felt more prepared. "Let's see what we missed," Tom said, eyes locked on the lion. Lisa surveyed the scene, her experienced eyes taking in the details. Together, they prepared to tackle the puzzle anew, determined to find the solution. The crowd murmured amongst themselves, curiosity piqued by the spectacle. "What do you think's happening?" someone asked, peering over Jack's shoulder. He turned, shrugging with a slight smile. "We're figuring it out," Jack replied, sharing a glance with Lisa and Tom. With each pair of eyes on them, the pressure was on. Yet, the promise of uncovering the mystery ignited a focused determination among the three. Lisa, with her expert eye, pointed out various spots near the lion. "Maybe there's something here," she said. Jack and Tom took her lead, getting their hands dirty in the search. The mud was thick and sticky, grumbling beneath their boots as they dug around. "See anything strange?" Jack asked. Lisa shook her head, eyes scanning everything meticulously. The lion watched, its growls low but constant. They hoped their search would reveal a clue soon. With Lisa's encouragement, Jack and Tom became keen detectives. "Mud's weird," Tom mumbled, scuffing a patch with his boot. "It's got stories," Jack mused, bending down to stare closely. Lisa leaned in, her voice thoughtful. "There might be something the mud can tell us," she suggested. The trio examined every inch, hoping the answer lay concealed beneath their feet. Each step felt like a puzzle piece, waiting to be linked to the others. While Lisa and Tom continued examining the surroundings, Jack noticed something peculiar in the pattern of the tracks. "Hey, take a look at this," he called out, waving them over. The tracks didn't seem random. They followed a specific path. "Looks like the lion's been moving around a particular spot," Lisa observed, her brow furrowed. Tom's curiosity grew. "That's strange. Should we dig a little more?" he proposed. Their minds raced with possibilities. Meanwhile, Tom wrestled with the crane controls, trying to keep it still while managing the lion's thrashing. "This thing's got a mind of its own," Tom groaned. Jack glanced over, noticing the strain on his friend's face. "Just hang tight, Tom," he advised, hoping their newfound clues would soon make sense. Lisa stayed focused on the ground, determined to uncover any hidden mystery. The weight of the situation settled around them, heavy yet hopeful. Lisa clapped her hands together, an idea sparking. "Maybe a distraction will help," she suggested. Jack looked intrigued. "What kind of distraction?" he asked. Lisa thought for a moment. "Noise might work. It could shift the lion's attention, make it calmer for a bit," she replied, gesturing toward the truck. Tom nodded, catching her drift. "I'll give it a try," he agreed, preparing for the next step in their evolving rescue strategy. Jack scoured the area, spotting a smooth rock that caught his eye. He picked it up and returned to Lisa, who gave a confident nod. "Ready for some noise?" she grinned. Jack couldn't help but smile at her tenacity. The lion continued its frustrated roars, but the trio was determined. "Let's see if this plan works," Jack said. Together, they prepared for another attempt at distracting the restless creature. Lisa instructed Tom, her voice lively with anticipation. "Okay, start honking the horn," she encouraged. Tom obliged, the truck's horn blaring through the swamp air. Instantly, the lion stopped mid-roar, clearly surprised by the sudden noise. "Whoa, it's actually working!" Jack exclaimed, watching as the lion's demeanor shifted. For a precious few moments, the creature seemed more curious than defensive, giving them a chance to continue their investigation uninterrupted. With the lion momentarily distracted, Jack seized the opportunity to get closer to the tracks. "This is our chance," he whispered. He crouched next to the pattern, studying the way the tracks formed a specific shape. Lisa kneeled beside him. "Anything stand out?" she asked quietly. Jack traced the design with a finger. "I think there's more to this than meets the eye," he replied, his excitement building as a theory began to form. Tom kept a wary eye on the lion, his hand firmly on the crane controls. The truck's engine purred, ready at a moment's notice. Any sudden movement could either aid or ruin their efforts. "How's it going down there?" he called out, not wanting to break his concentration. Jack shouted back, "We're onto something, Tom." The lion remained on edge, its eyes now tracking every noise and movement with caution. Lisa lifted a hand, signaling for calm. "Easy does it, everyone," she said, her voice soothing. "One wrong move and we're back to square one," she added. Jack nodded, aware of the delicate balance they were maintaining. The lion's watchful eyes tracked their every motion, a silent reminder of the risks involved. "We've got to keep our heads," Tom said, echoing the sentiment. Despite the tension, there was a shared sense of hopefulness. With focused attention, Jack and Lisa bent low, studying the patterns in the mud. "Something about this doesn't add up," Jack murmured, tracing his fingers over the strange formations. Lisa nodded, equally puzzled. "Do you think the lion's been pacing?" she asked. Jack considered it, piecing together the clues. Nearby, Tom listened, ready to act on whatever they uncovered. They all felt the pressure to solve this curious puzzle quickly. Tom gathered some sturdy branches with Lisa's help, placing them around the lion's spot in the mud. "Let's try to ease the pressure," Tom suggested, glancing at the sinking ground beneath. Lisa nodded, her hands busy arranging the branches evenly. Jack joined in, eager to stabilize the swampy terrain. The lion watched their every move, its eyes flicking between them as they worked together to make its standing more secure. With determination, Tom checked the ropes, making sure the grips were strong and secure. "I think we're good to go," he called out, readying the crane. Lisa stood beside him, guiding him in their shared task. Jack watched, double-checking their setup. Every movement needed to be precise. They could feel the weight of the lion watching over them. The teamwork and preparation felt solid and comforting as they worked. While keeping an eye on the team's efforts, Jack couldn't shake off his curiosity about the tracks. "There's got to be a reason for this," he told Lisa, who nodded silently. He felt a nagging thought at the back of his mind, one that urged him to dig deeper. The lion's behavior seemed too intentional to be ignored. He knew any clue could be the key to understanding the bigger picture. Behind the team, the crowd's excitement was buzzing with anticipation, their chatter filled with speculation. "Think they'll get it out this time?" someone asked, eyes glued to the scene. Another voice chimed in, "I sure hope so." Jack felt the energy in the air, a communal hope that charged the atmosphere. With everyone watching, he knew every action counted, fueling his resolve to get it right. Suddenly, Jack's eyes lit up with inspiration. "I've got an idea," he shouted, his excitement cutting through the crowd's murmurs. Everyone paused, turning their attention to him. "What if we use something to lift it?" he suggested eagerly. Lisa and Tom looked at each other, expressions brightening with renewed hope. They could sense that Jack's plan might be the breakthrough they needed, ready to pivot their strategy once again. Jack waved a hand to gather everyone's focus. "Let's build a support system with wooden planks," he proposed. Lisa clapped her hands, liking the sound of the plan. Tom nodded his agreement, the idea taking shape in their minds. "It'll lift and stabilize," Jack explained, sketching out the concept with his hands. With new energy, they prepared to find everything needed to put Jack's idea into action. Lisa and Tom set off along the swamp's edge, searching for the right materials. "Look!" Over there, Lisa pointed out some old wooden planks stacked nearby. They hurried over, collecting all they could carry. "This should work," Tom said, balancing the load in his arms. Jack called back, reminding them to be cautious. With this newfound resource, the plan to help the lion started coming together seamlessly. Together, they positioned the wooden planks around the lion, their teamwork strong. "Steady now," Jack instructed as they worked diligently. Lisa laid pieces carefully, creating a sturdy base. Each plank brought a piece of the puzzle to life, forming a supportive frame around the trapped creature. The lions seemed to sense their intention, becoming surprisingly still. With the framework in place, hope began to weave into their efforts. Jack guided the crane's positioning, his focus intense. "All set over here," he called out to Lisa and Tom, who gave thumbs-up signals. The crane's arm moved, readying itself to lift. Carefully, gently, Jack aligned it over the framework, every motion precise and deliberate. They could all feel a blend of tension and optimism hanging in the air as their collective efforts reached this critical point. The lion stared at them, eyes sharp and unyielding. Its distrust was like a wall between the rescuers and the mission they wanted to accomplish. "It's not going to let us off easy," Lisa whispered, not taking her eyes off it. I know, Jack muttered, feeling the tension tightening. Around them, the sound of shifting mud filled the air. Tom gave a quick nod, signaling he was ready to try again. Tom took a deep breath and adjusted the crane's controls. The machinery whirred to life as he steered it with deliberate care. "Here goes nothing," Tom said under his breath, focusing hard. The crane groaned under the effort, starting to lift the lion slowly. Mud clung to the massive creature, but Tom's steady hands kept the crane moving smoothly. "Easy does it," Jack coached. Everyone watched with anticipation. "All right, folks, let's keep it down," Lisa called, her voice a calming wave over the group. Everyone around the swamp fell into a hushed silence, wanting nothing more than for their plan to work. "No sudden moves either," warned Jack, holding his breath a little as the crane inched the lion higher. The mud slurped and shifted, but the lion showed signs of trust her. At least it was less suspicious. The crowd stood together, silently hoping this would finally be it. The whole place seemed to hold its breath, waiting for success. "Do you think it'll work?" someone whispered from the back. Lisa crossed her fingers. "I sure hope so," Jack said to himself, eyes darting between Tom and the crane. Everyone focused intently, watching each careful move, unsure if they were holding their breaths out of hope or fear. Jack jumped into action, stabilizing the wooden planks with care as the crane did its job. "A little more support here," he instructed, his hands firm. Tom maneuvered the crane, nodding at Jack's guidance. "Got it," he confirmed. They added pressure steadily against the lift, working intuitively. It was a delicate dance precision and strength coming together at just the right balance to help the lion out of the muck. But instead of retreating, the lion still wouldn't budge despite the firm lift. Frustration flickered across the faces of the rescuers. "What's its deal?" Tom questioned, irritation creeping in. Lisa shook her head, clearly perplexed. "I thought we had it," Jack exclaimed, disappointment clear in his voice. The crowd exchanged unsure glances, sensing their struggle. Even the lion's resistance sparked a stubborn determination in each person to press on. "There's got to be something we're missing," Lisa insisted, determination etched on her face. Everyone felt the weight of the moment. They all took a step back with the realization they needed a new plan. Jack scratched his head, searching for answers in his mind. "What's holding it here?" Tom wondered aloud. Deep in thought, they knew finding the solution was going to be tricky, like unraveling a tangled knot. "Think about it. Why won't it leave?" Lisa prompted, her voice cutting through their thoughts. Everyone paused, pondering the reason behind the lion's refusal. "What are we not seeing?" Jack mused, looking around for hidden answers. Lisa felt there was more beneath the surface. "Maybe there's something we're overlooking," she suggested. Torn between their efforts and the mystery, they were determined to discover the real reason holding the lion. Tom kept the crane engine humming, peeking over at Jack casually. "Got any bright ideas?" he shouted, only half joking. Jack caught his eye, shrugging lightly before turning his attention back to the drawing board. "Working on it," he replied, reassurance lacing his words. The air was thick with pressure, like the calm before a storm. They all knew that their next move had to be a game changer. Urgency pushed Jack forward, kneeling close to the ground as he traced the lion's tracks with his finger. The patterns were puzzling. "This is odd," Jack murmured, his finger circling a spot the lion seemed to frequent. "Wait, look here," he called to Lisa and Tom, beckoning them closer. Their eyes followed his finger, the pattern raising new questions. "It's like it's been guarding something," Jack realized, hinting at a deeper mystery. The crowd around the swamp was on edge, eyes glued to the scene unfolding. Lisa stood next to Tom, her expression tense yet hopeful. "Do you think we're getting close?" a bystander asked, scratching his head. "I sure hope so," Lisa replied with a nervous chuckle. Everyone watched anxiously, waiting for a breakthrough. Conversations hummed, filled with possibilities of what might happen. The suspense hung thick in the air. Jack's voice suddenly cut through the quiet. "Hey, look at those patterns," he said, pointing to the mud. Everyone squinted, trying to see what Jack noticed. It took some convincing, but soon they saw it too. Circular patterns formed in the mud, unnoticed until now. "What do you make of that?" Tom asked, curiosity sparking in his eyes. The air buzzed with new energy, as if the breakthrough was finally here. Jack leaned in closer to the swamp, studying the circular marks left in the mud. "They're going in circles, around one spot," he commented, scratching his chin. "Like it's focusing on something," Lisa added, starting to connect the dots. Tom crouched down next to them, his eyes widening. "That means something, right?" he asked. The realization that the lion's behavior might have a purpose set their minds racing. Tom pointed to where Jack gestured. "Those tracks, they're not just random," he observed, feeling a little amazed. Lisa nodded, her expression thoughtful. "We've got to find out what it's circling," she proposed. Jack's mind buzzed with excitement. "It's like the lion's telling us something," he stated. For the first time, they saw beyond the frantic movements, noticing the method in what felt like madness. Jack's curiosity got the better of him, and he knelt down for a closer look. "Look at how these marks repeat," he pointed out. It was like piecing together a puzzle, each finding revealing the lion's intentions. Lisa watched, her face a mix of intrigue and anticipation. "It's like a story in the mud," she quipped with a smile. Jack felt a sense of purpose, eager to uncover the truth. The excitement grew as they tossed around ideas. Could it be there's something right here? Lisa wondered out loud. Jack's eyes sparkled with possibilities, like a detective on the brink of solving a case. "Maybe it's protecting something?" Tom said, glancing at the others. They were onto something. But what? they didn't yet know. The air was thick with mystery, their minds running wild with potential reasons. Fueled by their findings, Jack made a suggestion. "Let's dig deeper below that spot," he said, pointing at the lion's focal area. Lisa's eyes lit up, and she nodded. "Definitely worth a shot," she replied. Tom looked determined, ready to explore the hidden depths. With each confident word, the idea seemed more brilliant. The lion's secret felt tantalizingly close, just waiting for them to uncover it. Lisa nodded confidently. "Let's reorganize our approach," she said. Grabbing the crane's controls, Tom adjusted its position. "We've got to be careful," he reminded everyone, eyes on the machinery. The crowd watched, their anticipation palpable. Lisa guided the team with purpose, her voice clear and decisive. They were ready to shift their focus, aligning their efforts toward the mysterious spot. Hope grew with this new direction. The crowd leaned in, focused on the spot below the lion. "What do you think we'll find?" someone whispered, not wanting to miss a moment. Jack felt the shared excitement, a buzzing energy around them. "Guess we'll know soon," Lisa replied, eyes locked on the swamp's surface. The air was electric with expectation, each person eagerly waiting to see what was hidden beneath the mud. With a steady hand, Tom maneuvered the crane to gently shift the mud. Everyone held their breath, time almost standing still. Slowly, beneath the shifting ground, the unusual disturbances became evident something was indeed there. Jack's nerves tingled with anticipation, the mystery nearly uncovered. "Here we go," he murmured, watching intently. As more mud gave way, a clearer picture emerged, promising answers to all their questions. With newfound energy, Jack and Lisa started to chip away at the muddy terrain. "We gotta be careful," Jack said, kneeling to dig. Lisa kept her eyes on the ground, her fingers working instinctively through the softened earth. "Feels like we're onto something important," she replied quietly. Their movements were fueled by a mix of hope and curiosity, each scoop revealing more of the mystery beneath. The lion watched their every move, its agitation growing with each effort they made. "It knows we're close," Tom remarked, checking the crane's position. "Yeah, it's like it's protecting something," Lisa added, eyes flicking between the lion and the mud. Despite the tension, the promise of what lay beneath kept them focused, their determination only growing stronger with each passing moment. As they continued to dig, Lisa couldn't help but muse, "Wonder if there's buried treasure down here." Jack chuckled, wiping his brow. "Maybe something more natural," he suggested, thinking of the lion's connection to the land. Tom paused, imagining what the hidden depths could hold. Their conversations mixed with laughter, lightening the mood as they delved deeper into this strange and wondrous discovery. Tom's shovel hit something solid, making him pause. "Whoa, you guys gotta see this!" he exclaimed, eyes wide in amazement. Jack and Lisa gathered around, their gaze locked on the newly exposed tunnels in the mud. "This is incredible," Lisa said, awe in her voice. Together, they marveled at this hidden world, its purpose slowly coming to light in front of them. As they continued to uncover the tunnels, the shared journey of discovery brought them closer. "Feels like we're part of something bigger," Jack commented, sensing the connection between them and the lion. "Nature's got its secrets," Lisa agreed, her hands busy clearing more mud. The whole group felt the significance of the moment, their collective attention drawn to the intertwined stories of humanity and nature unfolding beneath their feet. Jack and Lisa carefully moved items aside, determined to find the truth hidden below. "We're getting closer," Lisa encouraged, sensing the end was near. Jack nodded, every motion deliberate. Tom adjusted the crane, watching them work. Their search was relentless, spurred on by the mystery that lay beneath. With each new discovery, the truth drew nearer, whispering its secrets to those patient enough to listen. More mud gave way, revealing something intriguing. "Look," Jack pointed to the woven plant matter beneath the swamp. "Like it was built on purpose," Lisa observed, brushing away more dirt. "Someone or something made space down there," Tom noted, his curiosity piqued. Their excitement grew, each clue seemingly woven into a larger importance. They understood that they were close to uncovering the lion's secret. The structured entrance suggested the lion's territory held more than just mud. "This isn't just any place," Jack murmured, eyeing the organized layout. "It's a kingdom," Lisa offered with a smile. The arrangement spoke of careful planning, urging them to approach with respect. "The lion knows its ground," Tom added. Each realized the space beneath wasn't just important, it was crucial to the lion's life. Tom tweaked the crane's position, improving access to the unusual swamp entrance. "There, that's better," he said, stepping back to admire his work. Jack and Lisa nodded in agreement. The crane's new angle permitted a clearer view of what lay below. "We've got to see what's in there," Lisa urged. The doorway felt welcoming now, a passage into deeper understanding of why the lion stood its ground so stubbornly. Everything ready, they acknowledged the lion's wisdom in choosing to stand firm. "It was never really stuck, was it?" Jack surmised, understanding dawning. Lisa nodded. "Nope, just protecting what's theirs." They realized the lion's fierce stance wasn't stubbornness, it was sheer dedication to whatever lay below. A respectful silence fell over them, acknowledging the courage and tenacity in both human and animal alike. Excitement crackled in the air as everyone sensed they were about to share in the lion's secret. "What do you think it is?" Tom asked, gripping the crane controls eagerly. "Something special," Jack replied with a grin. Lisa nodded, feeling the anticipation shoot through her. It felt like they were part of something big, about to uncover a hidden truth that only the lion knew, and everyone was thrilled to be a part of it. They managed to clear enough mud away, revealing a small crevice leading deeper underground. "Look at that!" Lisa pointed excitedly. "I wonder where it goes," Jack pondered aloud, peering into the shadows. Tom leaned closer, curiosity sparking. The opening seemed to beckon them, like it held answers to the mysteries the lion fiercely guarded. "Should we take a closer look?" Tom asked, and they all nodded, ready to dive deeper into the discovery. Anticipation buzzed as they worked carefully, aware of the risks involved. "We don't want to upset our friend here," Jack remarked, nodding to the lion. Lisa agreed, "or make the ground collapse." Each move was a delicate dance between revealing secrets and keeping the lion calm. They knew this was their chance, a moment that balanced between thrilling discovery and respecting the territory of the magnificent creature before them. Jack leaned in, eyes peering into the darkness of the crevice. "Looks safe enough," he assessed, turning to Tom and Lisa. "Shall we go further?" Lisa asked, excitement lacing her voice. Tom gave a thumbs up, ready for whatever lay beneath. The crevice seemed to hold more than just mud and earth. It promised answers. Jack's heart raced, certain they were closer to uncovering the swamp's biggest secret yet. The mystery of the swamp urged them forward, each person trusting in the lion's intentions. "It's like the lion is leading us," Lisa noted with wonder. Jack agreed, almost like it knows we're on the right path. Tom nodded, faith in their skills and the lion's instinct guiding them. The air was alive with curiosity and courage, each step a testament to their determination to understand what they were about to uncover. They huddled together, formulating a plan. "Let's be ready for anything," Jack suggested, anticipation in his voice. Lisa added, "Whatever it is, we need to respect it." Tom nodded, his mind already ticking through strategies. The crevice seemed to whisper possibilities, offering up secrets for those patient enough to listen. With quiet determination, they prepared themselves for the reveal, a mixture of excitement and caution making their hearts race. The den finally unveiled. Everyone gasped as they found lion cubs nestled beneath the swamp's surface. "Whoa, would you look at that?" Tom exclaimed, eyes wide with amazement. Jack couldn't tear his gaze away. "This explains so much," Lisa whispered, smiling at the tiny creatures squirming in the mud. The sight was both astonishing and beautiful, a secret world that had been protected so fiercely by the lion above. Seeing the lion with its cubs, everything clicked. "It wasn't just being difficult," Lisa noted, respect clear in her voice. Jack nodded. "It was protecting its family." Tom watched, the lion's stubborn resistance now perfectly clear. The majestic creature had been on a mission not just to be free, but to guard its precious cubs. The understanding settled warmly over them. Human and lion united in a shared purpose. Tom parked the crane, a sense of relief washing over him. "Nature sure has its mysteries," he said, shaking his head in wonder. Jack, awestruck, stared at the incredible display of instincts and care. "It doesn't get more amazing than this," he agreed, respecting the balance of life laid bare before them. It was a reminder of how beautifully complex the world could be, and they were grateful to have witnessed it firsthand. Lisa stood in awe, understanding the lion's sacrifice and dedication. "All that effort, just for them," she mused, watching the cubs cuddle close. Jack nodded, the realization resonating deeply. They had intervened in something much bigger than themselves, where instincts and duty met with love. It was a vivid reminder of strength and vulnerability, showing they can coexist harmoniously. The lesson was clear, and they held it close to their hearts as they left the site.